Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 8 USFL predictions. So last week I had a record of 2-2, and that brings my record on the USFL season to 14-14. Beginning this week's games with the games we have on Saturday, we have the Maulers hosting the Gamblers. So the Gamblers, their 4-game winning streak snapped last week as they lost to the Showboats 23-20. Now the Gamblers are very banged up as they're going to be without several key players. They are wide receiver Anthony Ratliff Williams, offensive lineman Braylon Walker, defensive tackle Jeffrey Johnson, defensive end Reggie Walker, and offensive lineman Jordan Stickler. So the Gamblers, they will be without some key players for this week's matchup. Now the Gamblers, they will need a better offensive performance if they want to get the win this week, as last week they were not great, and a good offensive performance would likely be led by a good performance from star running back Mark Thompson. Now the Gamblers, they have a great defense, and their defense has been great all season long, especially against the run. They allow just 77 rushing yards a game. Now their defense will need a bounce back performance after they allowed a season high 37 points to the Stars in the loss last week. Now the Maulers offense, they're coming in off a fantastic 31-point outburst, but both teams need this game in terms of the playoff race. This is a game that I could definitely see going either way. I could see the Maulers getting the win because they're going to be able to shut down the Gamblers offense because of how good their defense is, but I've got the Gamblers just barely sneaking out with the 21-17 win in a game that I think is going to be pretty close throughout the entire game. No team really leads by that much, and I've got the Gamblers just barely escaping. Next game, we've got the Stallions hosting the Stars. So we will have a live watch party for this game starting about 2:50 Eastern Time, or a few minutes before kickoff. And make sure to subscribe, turn notifications to don't miss that, and I hope to see you guys there. But this is a rematch of the 2022 USFL Championship game where the Stallions won by a score of 33-30. Now both teams have been playing well once again, and who knows, maybe they could meet in the title game again this season. We'll have to wait and see how the rest of the year plays out. But the Stars, they've been great after their 1-3 start. They're now 4-3, winners of 3 straight, coming off their best performance of the season, especially offensively. Their offense has been on fire lately, averaging 26 points a game in their last 3 games, including a 37-point performance last week. Now the Stars' defense is still not that good, and that is not good news as they face the highest scoring offense in the USFL, and a team with a great run game that has been unstoppable lately, as Stallions running back CJ Marable has been great over the past 2 weeks with 343 all-purpose yards in his past 2 games. Now the Stars, they have the worst statistical defense in the USFL. They have the worst scoring defense as well as the worst rushing defense. And I think that is going to be the difference in this game. I think the difference will be the Stallions' ability to run the football, and I think the Stallions' ability defensively will help them win this game. So I could definitely see this game going either way. I think it would be the game of the week, the higher scoring, entertaining game, similar to the championship game last year, but I've got the Stallions with the win at 34-28. Moving to the games on Sunday, we've got the Generals hosting the Showboats. So the Showboats, they have now won 4 straight after a poor 0-3 start, and all their games have been pretty close. Now, the Generals, they're 2-5, and they have not been able to win close games. The Generals, they will continue to start Kyle Willetta at quarterback, even though the offense has started slow in each of the 2 games he's started. Dakota Prukop will be his backup as DeAndre Johnson is out with a concussion. Now, speaking of injuries for the Generals, they will be getting defensive stars Chris Orr and Shimon Lawani back from injury, but they will be without offensive lineman Calvin Ashley and defensive end Tashawn Reeder. So both these teams, they've been good defensively this season, so I would expect a lower scoring defensive battle. I could see the Generals having some offensive success because of their ability to run the football, but then again, the Showboats, they have a tremendous defensive front, so they could be one of the few teams to potentially stop the Generals' rushing attack. And I could see this game going either way, but I'll stick with the team that's hot right now. I'll take the Showboats. I think they can slow down the Generals' rushing attack enough. They will remain red hot, and they will win their 5th straight game, and beat the slumping Generals, handing them their 5th consecutive loss, as the Showboats win this game by a score of 20-10. And our final game of the week, we've got the Breakers against the Panthers. So neither team has been great lately, but the Panthers did pick up the win last week. Now both teams have had some interesting trends this season, because the Panthers are 3-0 on the road, yet 0-4 at home, and the Breakers, they started off 4-0, but are now 4-3 after 3 consecutive losses. So I think this game will come down to whichever team can have better quarterback play, because both offenses have been significantly better when their quarterbacks have performed well. I mean, that obviously makes sense for offense to be better when their quarterback plays well. So for the Panthers, their quarterback Josh Love is coming off a great game, and their offense has been at its best when Josh Love has been good and efficient. Now for the Breakers, Makai Buffalo-Thompson has struggled lately, but earlier in the season he was firing on all cylinders. The Breakers' offense was unstoppable. So I could see this game going either way, and as I just said a second ago, I think it's going to come down to quarterback play. I could see it going either way. I could see either quarterback having the better game, but I'm going to go with Makai Buffalo-Thompson because even Though MBT is inconsistent, I trust him a bit more as a quarterback over Josh Love because Josh Love has just been way too up and down. But I've got the Breakers finally getting back to their winning ways as they win this game by a score of 24-13. So those are my Week 8 USFL predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications to notice either upcoming videos or our live watch party for the Stallions against Start game. But also make sure to check out the community tab on my channel where you guys can vote on who you think will win this week's games. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.